Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for TAO price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. Starting on the daily chart, we have an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Finish with A or a wave 1. After this, you have of course a W, X, and a Y. In this case scenario, you have finished a W here in case you have a longer correction, or you have finished simply 3 ways toward the downside. You're looking at an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Internally, this wave 5 is an ending diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, so we can call it an impulse. Of course, wave 4 did not invalidate this impulse. Wave 3 is the longest, and it is a perfect impulse. However, the problem is, of course, in this case scenario, the 886, which it has been touched here without taking 100% the low. And that means, of course, transforming this this impulse towards the upside that we see as a wave 1, wave 2 as a diagonal for an ending diagonal potentially, of course, in A, B, and a C. Now, in this case scenario, you would like, of course, to see continuation toward the upside after an impulse here. And, of course, an impulse there. You would like to see, of course, the wave 3 and the wave 5 as well impulses. In this case scenario, you have started already an impulse where you see 1, 2, 3, but did not reach yet the perfect fib level for a wave 3, but we're gonna see internally it is very possible still, of course, and to continue toward the upside as a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Now, basically, if we move inside it, of course, and before moving inside it, I would like to mention, of course, in case that this turns into a corrective wave, as a 1-to-1 fib level and moving toward the downside, you might see, of course, another zigzag here, finishing 3 waves down, 3 waves up, or it can be, of course, an impulse for a wave C, reaching the perfect fib level for a wave 2 between the 0.618, 0.786 as a 1 ABC for a wave 2, and then moving toward the upside. However, still low possibility until we invalidate anyway this impulse. So let's move inside it. In this impulse, of course, we have several scenarios unfolding. Today we saw a new high, and now we're dropping down a little bit, but still, of course, corrective, and yeah, a potential, of course, for higher, still very, very possible for TAO. So what I mean here is that we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, wave A or a wave 1, finished correction for a wave B or a wave 2. You have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 potentially finished exactly in this area. The wave 5 can be, guys. I know it is a little bit tricky here. So this can be a wave 3, can be a wave C, can be a wave 5 here. Yeah. And can be, of course, as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 ending a diagonal after 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. It is a possibility, of course. So basically, it can be, and now you're looking for the wave 4, or you can have finished your wave 5 here and wave 3 as well here over there, and you're looking for something else here after finishing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can be also this ending diagonal. It is a possibility as well, because this wave 3, by the way, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, and then 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So yeah, very tricky. You have a correction here, very clear correction, and your wave 2 anyway is very shallow, so it is I would say valid based on the wave 2. Yeah, and potentially that you have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here as well, very convincing. Potentially as well 3 ways down, 3 ways up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First scenario as ABC. Second scenario, A, B, C, D, and an E without taking the low. And that means, of course, you're looking at a zigzag here in a wave C as well. The same as you saw for the A, the same for the B, and the same for the C. And in this case scenario, you will not take the low, and you might just go sideways and then, of course, move for one more leg toward the upside. And in this case, I would say your wave 4 can be, of course, this sideways, because we are very corrective still potentially here. I believe that it still can, of course, move for one more high, at least to reach the 1.27, where we want to reach it, because, guys, as you can see, it did not reach it yet, and we cannot call it 100% a wave 3. So preferably even to see higher prices. to call this an impulse, knowing that it looks very impulsive. Invalidation, of course, of this impulse is given at 263. You don't want to see, of course, the price entering the zone 1, right? And in this case, you would like to see continuation for higher. Yeah, so these are the potential scenarios right now for TAO. First possibility is to check the ABC triangle. This is the first possibility. Because if you break the wave C, therefore you move to the expanding flat wave C. And by the way, you need to be impulsive in this wave. If you move to the 15-minute chart, here, let's zoom in the 15-minute chart, well, you cannot really count the impulse, but if you go a little bit deeper, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, A, B, and a C, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. However, if you take the fib level taken from the top here to there, you also did not reach the minimum requirement for a wave 3, so you cannot call this a wave 3 yet, and it looks like a zigzag more than a wave 3 until you reach the 351. Therefore, we start to call this, of course, an impulse, or the 1.27, sorry. It can be also a possibility, but you would like to see this hit. And next, you would like to see a 4 and a 5 without interfering with the zone 1 to call an impulse, yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. However, you're very even close to finish a wave 3. In case you finished a wave 3, 4, and a 5, you need a little bit extended wave 5 even to reach this area. So what I'm saying here, the potential of this impulse is looking a little bit weak. Yeah, so this is what I mean. It wasn't really, the wave 3 did not directly reach the one of the fib levels 100%, yeah, and it has started to unfold a correction or something here. And in case it has a potential to be a wave 4 and 5, your wave 5 has to be very, very deep, guys. Okay, very extended. And therefore here it is kind of like telling me, okay, a different possibility might be there first, which is of course the wave C in a triangle. So we have to be careful with it, running triangle, where you will not take the low. You will move sideways and then start to move for higher. Those are the possibilities right now for TAO. And basically, for TAO, I don't have yet a KGT, but if you would like, I would, take a look at the MACD for it. On the MACD, for example, what we can see, so we can see we have a kind of like diversion. On the 1 hour chart, I don't see any. Now you have, of course, the bearish cross. You have a momentum starting to escalate toward the downside, but it cannot really be considered like, okay, here a signal, guys. On the 15-minute chart, you can see, of course, this divergence. Here we go. And it has started to unfold here. Yeah, so this is a very essential, and it is a divergence that it has started to unfold with the MACD line here. The histogram is starting, of course, to shrinking after, of course, having this this volume in it, and of course we see the momentum is starting to slow down, and meaning, of course, starting to slow down for the selling. And after an open signal here, you might start, of course, to close it, yeah, with this signal there. So yeah, here we go. It is a signal, of course, of a correction, and it might be even a signal toward the upside, guys. So that was it for TAO. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.